Done, Prabhuji. Shri.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
You can play Prabhupada's.
Actually, I'm using my laptop. Sorry, mobile.
Mobile. You can, shall I make you the host now?
Yes, Prabhuji, you can make me a host.
No worries, Prabhuji, no worries. Sankarshan, tomorrow also we need the hosting, no? I mean, the streaming, no, Prabhuji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji, tomorrow.
I'll carry the laptop. I'll carry the laptop.
Okay.
We can do from
Thank
the
you,
temple
Prabhuji.
only, Prabhuji. No problem.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you.
हरे कृष्ण हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Please chant. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Jaya Kunja Bihari. Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivara Dhare Jaya Girivara Dhare Gopi Jana Gopi Jana Vallabha Jaya Girivara Dhare Jaya Girivara Dhare Yashodanandana Jayo Vraja Janaranjana Jaya Jaya Yashodanandana Jayo Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravanachari Jayo Kunja Bihari Jaya Yamuna यमुनातीरवनचारि जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव जय कुंज बिहारी गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवरधारे जय गिरिवरधारे यशोदानंदन जय व्रज जनरंजन यमुनातीरवनचारि जय कुंज बिहारी जय जय यमुनातीरवनचारि जय कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जी बोल चैन हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जी बोल हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधा माधव जय राधा विनोद राधे जय जगन्नाथ बलदेव जय सुभद्रा गौरनिताय जय गौरनिताय Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Prabhupada. Hey, Tai, Go, Viva, 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 Gaura Haribo. Haribo. हरिनाम संकीर्तन की गोलोकर प्रेम धन श्री हरिनाम संकीर्तन की शील प्रभुपाद की निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरोः श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथानितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखानितां च नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे वंशकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम राम। made a kutir, bhajan kutir, where he had a small, simple altar kind of thing. There he would keep Vinod, and in Madhukari, whatever he would get, he would cook it himself personally and offer it to the Lord. In Sanskrit, it is called swapaki, one who cooks his own food, offered to the Lord, and takes Mahaprasad. That's called swapaki, not kitchen paki. He was swapaki. He would cook his own prasad. He didn't have any servant or assistant, but after some period of time, who came to serve him? Narottam Das Thakur. After so much of reluctance, he accepted. But before that, there was one Brajvasi boy. He would help him in some way, like collecting flowers or collecting alms, some vegetables for Loknath Goswami to offer Radha Vinod. Otherwise, he would not give his service to anyone. He would not allow any assistant or servant for himself. So humble, utter humble. He is so humble that hardly you will find his name in Chaitanya Charitamrita, because it was his condition. Kaviraj Goswami, when he approached Loknath Goswami, please tell some pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, because I want to write a masterpiece on life and precepts of Lord Chaitanya. Loknath Goswami, in one condition, he said that don't mention my name. Just imagine how humility, what kind of humility he had. Only in the Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Leela you will find the main trunk, is Lord Chaitanya, and then branches and then branches and the shakhas and twigs and leaves. When Kaviraj Goswami was explaining, there only once it is mentioned, this one of the shakha of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that is Loknath Goswami. So he would dress the deity inside the altar. At the same time, that time there was no gas chula, only lakdi chula. So he would make some rice and vegetables, put it on the stove, and then he would go to the altar, dress the deities in his kutir only. So one time he was dressing the deity Vinod, Radha Vinod, and it went on and on and on and so long time that he didn't realize that he had to prepare bhoga. And the assistant, only he would get the alms like rice or vegetables, whatever he would get, that much service he would have. Because Loknath Goswami would not allow to even cut the vegetables and put the rice in the stove. He would cook himself. And the servant saw that now the time is off. Time is over. It's 9 o'clock. It's getting late. We have to offer to the Lord. And our Babaji Maharaj is inside the altar. Inside he is dressing the deity. But he didn't want to disturb him. Loknath Goswami was dressing the deity. After dressing, he would gaze at Vinod from top to bottom and from bottom to top. He would gaze. And so lovingly he would gaze that time, that day, that he forgot to cook bhoga for the Lord. And Vinod also, after dressing, after he was dressed, he was also gazing at his devotee who dressed him. Both are looking at each other, the Lord and the devotee. Some glimpse of this attraction, what devotee can realize, one who dressed the deity. He can only understand. Some pujari is here, sitting here. If he dressed the deity, and that day he would see minimum 10 times to the deity. You will see, definitely. How the pagdi is like. Oh, pagdi ko aisa banna chahiye tha, nahi? Oh, Krishna, I did it in this way. Only theoretically you can understand, but practically a pujari can realize when he dressed the deity, either Jagannath, Baldev, Gaur Nitai or Radha Krishna. The other devotees will see or not, but he will see 10 times in the day. How the turban is that, and then the kamar patta, and then the bansuri is on the waist, and another flute is there, and like that he would see, and he would imagine that next time how I'll do better. So the pujari seva is complete absorption seva, very much absorption. So therefore we have deity services in our temple setup. So second initiative devotee, they do they do it. Either at least they do some arati. When the devotee gets second initiation, at least in the beginning, they have this new super enthusiasm to go inside the altar. I don't know for how long. I'll also go inside the altar. I'll offer the bhoga, offer the plant, at least touch the deity. It's very purifying. One who go inside the altar, it's all the more different world only. It's very pure mode of goodness inside the altar. Sattvagun. So Loknath Goswami is dressing the deity, and Vinod was looking at Loknath Goswami and looking towards Vinod like that. In the meantime, the bhoga offering time is over, and he has not yet prepared bhoga. The servant was in very much anxiety, and he didn't want to disturb Loknath Goswami. So he was waiting and waiting. In the meantime, he saw Loknath Goswami was in the kitchen class, and he was preparing the bhoga, vegetables, cutting the vegetables, rice, put it in the mud pot, and then cooking. Then the servant was a bit pacifying. He was satisfied that okay, at last Loknath Goswami came and offering the cooking the bhoga. And he was cooking. In the meantime, the servant heard some sound inside the altar, and he went and he gazed. He peeped actually from a distance. He saw Loknath Goswami was inside the altar. He's really surprised. he पसीना छूट गया उनका. The servant started sweating. Who is the original one? Actual one is who is? He saw Loknath Goswami is dressing the deity and gazing at Vinod. And then he went outside, he saw the kitchen Loknath Goswami was cooking. Because it was the time of offering. For some period of time, he was coming and going and coming and going and coming and going and coming. Minimum 10 times he did. He didn't realize who is actual Loknath Goswami. And then he thought that let me create some noise. So he clapped his hand like that. So Loknath Goswami, who was inside the altar, he came back to his external senses. And then he looked at him. True. Loknath Goswami was really surprised, and when he took the offering, the bhogas to offer it, it was so wonderfully fragrant, as if it's not of this world, it's of the Vaikuntha. He realized actually the bhoga offering time was over, and Binod did not want to disturb Loknath Goswami. After dressing the way he was gazing at him, without even blinking the eyes, he himself went to the kitchen and he made it his own offering. Shri Radha Binod ki. So wonderful deities are here. Radha Binod. What was that? Khichdi. Even if it is khichdi, but the ISKCON khichdi is very tasty than outside khichdi. No? People always appreciate it and they run to the temple to take prasad. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we'll continue the topic from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is originally told by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to Rupa Goswami, and we get it from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So Vaidhi Bhakti we discussed wonderfully last night, and from Vaidhi Bhakti we are marching towards Raga Bhakti, and we discussed what is called Raga. According to Kaviraj Goswami, Iste Gadha Trishna. In the desired object, any desired object or person or anything, the deep attachment, Gadha Trishna, one that is primary quality, Swarupa Lakshana, and to that Iste Avishtata. That means complete absorption. Two words, please remember. Iste Gadha Trishna, when our deep attachment towards, in our case, in devotee's case, towards the Lord, when our deep attachment develops towards the Lord, and abhishtata, a complete absorption towards Lord and his Lord means in Tadiya, that is called raga. Then Kaviraj Goswami says, text 152, Madhyalila, chapter 22, text 152. He says, Ragamai bhaktir haya ragatmika nama taha suni lubdha hai kona bhagyavana. So this raga, what we discuss now, deep attachment and complete absorption, is seen in the associates of Vrindavan, Brajvasis. In Sri Vrindavan Dham, the associates, they have this ragatmika. They have this raga and deep attachment. That's the type of raga which they have, the Vrindavan Vasis, they have, that is called ragatmika. What is ragatmika? So therefore, a little bit Sanskrit we have to understand. See, let me explain you one word. Mrida. Mrida means mitti. Mrida Bhakshana Leela we say na, 10th canto, Mrida Bhakshana Leela. Krishna ate that dust, mud. Mrida, Mrida means mud. And the pot is called Mridatmika. The clay pot is called Mridatmika. It's the main content of the pot is mitti. Mrida means mud. And some water is also there. But 90% of the content of the pot is mitti. That's why it's called Mridatmika. So from this you can understand Ragatmika. Ragatmika means the raga, the deep attachment, the devotion is mainly contains the towards Krishna, which is spontaneous attraction. spontaneous attraction towards Lord, one who is having spontaneous devotion, spontaneous attraction towards the Lord is called ragatmika, where he is that entity, that jivatma is fully uh, adorned with the spontaneous attraction to the Lord. That is called ragatmika. So this ragatmika, this can only, please listen carefully, very nice to understand. This only can be happened with the parsada of the Lord, not you and me, not ordinary living entity. And for therefore Kaviraj Goswami, taha suni lubdha hoye kono bhagyavan. If any devotee like you and me, if any devotee develops greed of such devotion, which devotion? The devotion of having Brajavasis towards the Lord. If some devotee covets such a devotion or develop greed, that he is considered to be fortunate. Taha suni lubdha hoya kono bhagyavan. That bhagyavana jiva, that is called bhagyavana jiva, one who develops greed to have spontaneous love and devotion towards the Lord, like Brajavasis. That means raga nuga bhaktas are very rare. It's not so easy. 153. Lobhe brajavasir bhave kore anugati. Shastra yukti nahi mane raganugar prakriti. What he says that to such ragatmika bhaktas, means the associates of this Lord in Vrindavan, one who follows, they are called raga anuga. So what is the main criteria to practice raganuga bhakti is one word, lobha. What is that? Please tell. Lobha. Lobha means what? Greed, intense greed. And what is the main criteria to practice Vaidhi sadhana bhakti is Shastra Adesh and Guru Adesh. Following the rules of Shastra and spiritual master. But here, something more added here in Raganuga Bhakti. Sometime you see in some railway station, if you go to railway station, Mumbai somewhere, Bangalore maybe, in some train they have double engine. I have seen. Isn't it? Huh? Double engine. Raganuga Bhakti is nothing but the double engine. You are already practicing anyway Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, but one thing has to be added in that Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, that is called intense greed. That is another engine. And then that practice of bhakti is called Raga Anuga Bhakti. So here, Lobhe Brajavasira Bhave Kare Anugati. If one follows in the footsteps of the inhabitants of Vrindavan, out of such transcendental covetousness, so such Raganuga Bhakti, another symptom is Shastra Yukti Nahi Mane Raganugar Prabhakti. That Raganuga Bhakta doesn't care for the injunctions or reasonings of Shastra. That is the way of spontaneous love. See, you have to understand it carefully. He doesn't care for the injunctions and reasonings of Shastra. Means, if that greed develops, that sadhaka, he will not wait for temple management or authority or mentor or Shastra will say, then institute will say, no. It will, because that spontaneous attraction, when it develops, he'll naturally practice this Raganuga sadhana, even while practicing Vaidhi sadhana, gradually it happens actually. Nothing happens, something miracle. Okay. Now if I ask, why do you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra? What can be the possible answers? Because I have taken initiation, what to do? No way. Any other answer? Purification, very nice. Purification. What else? It pleases the Lord. Yeah. Anything? Engaging our senses. Engaging our senses. Yes. Brilliant devotees. Please enlighten us. I stay in the temple. I stay in voice and yoga and ways. Prabhu will see where is that devotee. That is also, there's so many possible reasons are there. So the hierarchy of consciousness while chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, that His Holiness Sachinandan Swami Maharaj says in his Japa retreat, he says that uh, for a father or mother, it's no need of training to how to love the child. It's, it's not required that there is no training is required to how to love the child and care the child. Yes, Radharaman book. He ran quickly to where the child. From this you can understand. This is the simple example. Natural, it's but natural. Sachinandan Maharaj says that when you develop that kind of attachment towards the Lord, and then you chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. For the next 1-2 hours, I am chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Not that I have taken initiation what to do. I'm staying in the temple. I have been told I have to fill up the sadhana card, reporting card. I have to engage my senses. I have to do absorption. These are all secondary. The most and primary thing is that Krishna likes it. Krishna likes it. So because he likes it, if someone likes it, if I do, that is the actually love and reciprocation. Actual loving stage, reciprocation, because Krishna likes it. Guru Maharaj told me, I have taken initiation, I am in the temple. If I don't chant, then I'll go to hell. I'll go to hell. It will be my degradation. This is all secondary reason. Just like a father or mother, they love towards children, it's but natural. In the same way, my dear Supreme Lord, I like Krishna and Krishna likes it. When I chant his name, when I do kirtan, when I dress him, when I clean his temple, when I distribute his books, when I preach, when I speak about him, he likes it. And I like Krishna. I like Radharani. I like Radha Vinod. They like it. And what they don't like also we know that we don't do. I try to avoid offenses. I try to avoid blaspheming others. Uh, I don't do backbiting. because Krishna doesn't like it. Krishna doesn't like it. Krishna doesn't like it. So of course, it starts with the spiritual master likes it. It starts with my Guru Maharaj likes it. It's the devotees, the Vaishnavas like it, and eventually Krishna likes it. Whenever it is said Krishna likes it, means Guru likes it. Whenever we say Guru likes it, what we do, Guru likes it, then means eventually it is Krishna likes it. So this is all the more the consciousness evolves when you think like this. From this analysis, you can understand the different level of consciousness between a Vaidhi sadhaka and a Raganuga sadhaka. My dear devotees, you will be surprised to hear nothing, nowhere to go outside, no need to hear some other lectures or read some books. Everything is here and given by His divine grace. Like from the morning, I'll tell you what the droplets of Raganuga Bhakti is being given by our founder Acharya. We come at early morning to Mangalarti. So it when you hear this, your total understanding will be totally different. Actually, we are practicing anyway. In maximum temple, the Mangalarti is at 4:30, as you know. In some setup, according to the situation, we do 5 o'clock. No difference. Means no, there is no difficulty we can do. So now just listen carefully how the consciousness gets sense. We come to Mangalarti, that is the part of Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. Now, how the consciousness gets changed? 3:37. Remember, around 3:37, the divine couple gets up at Nikunja. That is a different story altogether, how they get up. That's called Nisant Leela. And in Astayam Leela, that's called Nisant Leela. Nisi Ant, the end of the night. That is called Brahmamurti. With all sound and everything, they create noise, the divine couple, to get up. But they are so absorbed in their transcendental sleep. And after Rasa dance, every day, every night, they do Rasa dance. Then in Nikunja, Radha Krishna, they take rest. So all the Sakhis and Manjaris, they sing, and they create so many parrots and peacocks and so many creatures. They create noise just to wake up. Uti Uti Gopala. But they don't get up. At last, I'm telling you, fast forward. There is a very detailed pastime. What happens exactly at morning? At last, Lalita Sakhi, she tells to Rupa Manjari actually. And Rupa Manjari induce one Karkati, one sea monkey. Her name is Karkati. And that sea monkey creates a very obnoxious noise, very harsh noise. You know what she says. Remember, in spiritual world, in Vrindavan, every entity, they are all Chinmaya. They are not the monkeys of UP who snatch chasma, who snatch mobile just for fruity. They are the transcendental monkeys. So this Karkati named monkey, she cries, Jatila, 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 Jatila. She cries, and Radharani wake up. You know who is Jatila? The mother-in-law of Radharani. And when they don't get up, at last, the last of Brahmastra, they shoot at them. That is loudly saying, Jatila, 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 Jatila is coming, Jatila is coming. And Radharani just gets up. And Madhav also gets up. Oh, Jatila is coming now, they will come to see us. And then everything will be exposed, right? And Radharani gets up. In a hurry, what happens is that Radharani's Nili Chunari, Krishna takes. In a very, and the Krishna's Pitambar Uttari, Radharani takes. Without knowing. It happens sometime. You take his gamcha, you take his dhoti in the ashram. It happens sometime. In when when we are in Pune, something happened in our ashram also. Let me tell you, you can release. So before the NBCC appeared, that was small temple like you had here. We have Kunjavihari temple in camp. So as usual, we run to Mangalarti. To first attempt is to put the P. While 3 conch blows, the devotee run to put the P in attendance. So one devotee from our ashram, the temple is just nearby only. One devotee, he was late actually. He was late, and only 1 minute was there to reach to the temple. And he was praying to the Lord, "Oh my Lord, let the pujari blow the conch in so long, 1 minute conch blowing, that I can reach to the temple only." He was praying in this way. I don't know which pujari is today. Poo, poo, poo. He will do. If he does like this, then I can. Our Prabhu blow the conch this morning, isn't it? This should be the like. Poo, it will be like 1 minute. Such a long that all the devotees can come in by the time. They get some enough time to run. So this devotee, he somehow took bath and wear dhoti and put tilak Om Keshavaya Nama. Om Keshavaya Nama. He while putting Om Keshavaya Nama, he came out from the gate. And on the way, Om Narayana Nama, Om whatever Nama, whatever. He was doing like that. And then he put on the shirt, kurta. By mistake, the one button was stuck up there. That was the climax of the scene. Actual, I'm telling the true incident. And by the third number conch, third conch blow, he has to enter inside the temple. Then he will be present. And when he thought that the shirt is open, the bottom was stuck up. It is closed. And he put on the shirt and it got stuck up here. He couldn't see the way. Where is the temple hall? Actually, he ran, assuming that temple hall is there. And somehow pulled the kurta. And the button was put. It removed. And when he saw, he was just in the front gate. Not in the temple hall, but the front gate of the. He thought I'm in the temple hall, but by mistake he ran towards some other direction. He was in the main gate of the temple. And then he turned himself and he went to the temple hall. By the time he was late, actually. So this is Raganuga Bhakti. The gopis are running towards Krishna when Krishna blew the flute. So dear devotees, the point here is that the by these sadhakas and Raganuga sadhakas. So I was telling you the Mangalarti time. So the Jatila, when they shouted Jatila, the sea monkey shouted Jatila, Jatila, Radharani and Krishna woke up. And by mistake, the cloth were exchanged. The chunari of Radharani took Krishna, and the pitambari of Krishna took Radharani. And then they sat on a throne, and then Lalita Sakhi start doing arati. There is a bhajan, very famous bhajan you must be knowing. Jaya Jaya Radha Krishna Yugala Milana Arati Karaye Lali Tadi Sakhi Gana. So Lalita Sakhi does the arati. And the Rupa Manjari, other Manjari, they are helping Lalita Sakhi. Dear devotee, that is our Mangala Arati. Just see, the whole paradigm is changed. If you meditate such fast time during Mangala Arati. What the Pujari does in the altar doing Mangala Arati, there's nothing but Lalita Sakhi is doing Arati to the divine couple in Nikunja. And our Guru Maharaj in his Manjari Swarupa, she, in bracket he, in Sadhaka body, helping Lalita Sakhi and Rupa Manjari to make the plate, arranging the plate. All the devotees, all the Sakhis in Nikunja, they chant Kirtan. And here in Sadhaka body, in Sadhaka Sarir, our Guru Maharaj, along with his disciple, they chant Guru Vastakam. That is the scene behind the Mangalarati. You see how the consciousness is changed, how But wonderfully, Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad has compiled this Gurvastakam. Who said that there is no Raga Bhakti in our ISKCON? Only we don't understand it. We never heard of it. So in the entire Gurvastakam, we chant Sri Radhika Ma Dhavayor Para. So that is Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj is doing. And our Guru Maharaj in his Manjari Swarup, he or she is very expert in uniting Radha and Krishna. And that we sing every day. Nikunjali rati keli sidhai. Yali Ali. You know what is meaning Ali? Ali means Sakhis. Yali bhir yukti. Our Guru Maharaj in his Manjari Swarupa, she has so many yukti conditions and plans for what? Yayali vir yukti tirapekshaniya tatrati dakshat. Our Guru Maharaj in his Manjari Swarupa is daksha. What? In uniting Radha and Krishna. Ativallabhasya bande guru Sri Charanarvindam. So we should meditate our initiating spiritual master in Guru Vastakam. How, what he does in the Kunja Seva. So that is the time when Radha Krishna is being worshipped by Lalita Sakhya and all the Manjaris. We in Sadhaka Sarira, we do Mangalarti in our temple hall, meditating all this. So this is Raga Bhakti. And then Prabhupada has given us Nrsinga Bandhana for our protection, for our institute's protection, for our own protection, everything. And again, the tinge of Raga Bhakti is there in Tulsi Arati. What do you say? Orayabhilas Bilas Kunje Diyobas Nayane Heriva Sada Yugala Ruparasi. এই নিবেদন ধর সখা নেই সখীর অনুগত কর নয়নে হেরিব সেবা অধিকার দিয়ে কর নিজ দাসী again dasi. So in all the prayers, if you think deeply, the madhurya bhava, the manjari bhava is intrinsic. Are you getting following? Intrinsic in all our prayers, in all our programs. So only just we have to understand it and unveil it, reveal it, so that we can practice in with proper consciousness. So the process which is being given by our founder Acharya is both Vaidhi Bhakti, including Raga Bhakti, and the books our Acharyas have given like Bhakti Rasamu Sindhu, Ujjwal Nilmani, they are also completely filled with Raga Bhakti. So many, all the Gaudiya literatures, Jiva Goswami's Madhav Mahotsav, Gopal Champu, Vishwanath Chakravarti Paths, Chamatkara Chandrika, full of Krishna's pastimes. I'll tell you one quote of Prabhupada, you will be surprised and you will be inspired to hear it. What Prabhupada says. It's from Hare Krishna, Sri Radha Vinod. Dear devotee, it's from Krishna book, okay? So Prabhupada is saying, listen, they were thinking, means the Brajavasis, the devotees were thinking, here Krishna was playing in this way, here Krishna was blowing his flute, Krishna was joking with us in this way, and Krishna was embracing us like this. Means in the separation of Krishna, gopis are thinking like this. Okay? Prabhupada says, this is called Leela Smaran. Who said that Prabhupada has not given anything? Only ABCD. This is called Leela Smaran. And it is the process of association with Krishna most recommended by great devotees. Lila Smaran. Even Lord Chaitanya, when he was at Puri, enjoyed Lila Smaran association with Krishna. Those in the Lord Chaitanya did. Now Prabhupada is giving some task to all of us, right? Those in the most exalted position of devotional service and ecstasy can live with Krishna always by remembering his pastimes. That means Prabhupada is saying we should read Krishna book and Bhagavatam and such literatures to do Smaran. How can it happen without Shravan and Kirtan, right? First Shravan, now we are doing Shravan, and then you do Kirtan, then you are Smaran. So Prabhupada saying here, then Prabhupada says, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given us a transcendental literary work entitled Krishna Bhavanamrit. The pastime which I told you in Mangalarti, what happens in Nikunja from this book, Krishna Bhavanamrit by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. I just said you the one glimpse of that book. The entire book is being described what Radha Krishna does in a day. That's called Astayama Lila. And Ashtaprahara Lila. In 24 hours, what they do. So Prabhupada is saying here, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has given us a transcendental literary work entitled Krishna Bhavanamrit, which is full with Krishna's pastimes. Exalted devotees can remain absorbed in Krishna thought by reading such books. Any book of Krishna Lila, even this book, Krishna, or our teachings of Lord Chaitanya, is actually solace for devotees feeling separation from Krishna. So this is from Krishna book. Prabhupada is saying that how we should be absorbed in Krishna's pastimes by reading such books and hearing such kathas. Because in this verse, what we read from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Shastra Yukti Nahi Mane Raganuga Prakriti. In the purport, Prabhupada quotes his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that a devotee is attracted by the service of the inhabitants of Vrindavan. Any inhabitants of Vrindavan, namely cowherd man, Nanda Baba, Mother Yasoda, Radharani, and the gopis and the cows and cows. An advanced devotee is attracted by the service rendered by an eternal servitor of the Lord. What Prabhupada is saying here? A sadhaka is attracted by a particular parsada of Lord in Vrindavan Dham. Whether that associate may be cow, calf in Santarasa, dasyas like Raktak, Paktak, like servants in Dasya Rasa, Sridham Subal Madhumangal like Sakhas in Sakhya Bhava, and Nanda Baba, Upananda Baba like Mother Yasodal in Vatsalya Bhava, and Madhurya Bhav like Gopis and Manjaris. So that any particular associate, a sadhaka who is very much attracted to a particular associate of the Lord, he follows, he or she. Whenever I say he means bracket C, he or she follows that. So here it is a technical, it is called, this is attraction, this attraction is called spontaneous attraction. Technically it is called Sarupa Upalabdhi. This stage is not achieved in the beginning. Prabhupada is explaining, is making it clear. In the beginning, one has to render service strictly according to the regulative principle set forth by the revealed scriptures and the spiritual master. By continuously rendering service through the process of Vaidhi Bhakti, one's natural inclination is gradually awakened. That is called spontaneous attraction or Raganuga Bhakti. So therefore, in next verse 154, he says, Virajantim abhivyaktam brajavasi janadishu ragatmikam anusruta yasa raga nugochate. Devotional service in the spontaneous love is vividly expressed and manifested by the inhabitants of Vrindavan. Devotional service that accords with their devotional service is called Raganuga Bhakti, or devotional service following in the wake of spontaneous loving service. Tattat bhavadi madhurye srute dhir yat apekshate natra shastram na yuktim cha tat lobhotpati lakshanam. When an advanced realized devotee hears about the affairs of devotees of Vrindavan in the mellows of Santa, Dasya, Sakhya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya, he becomes inclined in one of these ways and his intelligence becomes attracted. Indeed, he begins to covet. Covet means greed, developing greed. That particular type of devotion. When such covetousness is awakened, one's intelligence is no longer depends on the instruction of Shastra, revealed scripture, or on logic or an argument. So therefore, Kabiraj Goswami explains that बाह्य अंतर इहार द्वैत स्वभाव बाह्य साधक देहे करे श्रवण कीर्तन मने निज सिद्ध देह करिया भावना रात्रि दिन करे ब्रजे कृष्णर सेवन. There are two processes by which one may execute Raganuga Bhakti, external and internal. When self-realized, the advanced devotee externally remains like a neophyte and executes all the shastric injunctions, especially those concerning hearing and chanting. But within his mind, in his original, purified, self-realized person, he serves Krishna in Vrindavan in his particular way. He serves Krishna 24 hours a day, all day and night. So this is the verse. Seva sadhaka rupena siddha rupena chatrahi tad bhavalipsuna karya prajalokanusarataha. This verse from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Prabhupada quotes in NOI, Nectar of Instruction, also text number 8. Seva sadhaka rupena. In sadhaka body, he does all kinds of sadhana, including Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Archanam, Bandhanam, Dasyam, Sakam, everything he does, but perfectly. But within, he thinks of or he meditates Radha Krishna's pastimes and he serves in the mind. That's called Manasa Seva. So it's a very high stage, of course, I'm telling you. Manasa Seva is not so easy, but when one progress and gets purified to some extent, he can think of Seva in mind and does Radha Krishna Seva in mind, Gaur Nitai Seva in mind, Giriraj Parikrama in mind, everything. Even a sadhaka also can. If someone does Giriraj Parikrama, right? He can do Giriraj Parikrama in mind. I started from Danghati, then ISKCON Bhaktivedanta Ashram is coming. And then slowly we are going, then gradually we are going to Talhati, and then slowly, gradually, Anior is coming where ISKCON Bhagavat Mahavidyalaya is there. And then we are moving towards Govindakund, right? In this way? Yes, this is the way. Therefore, Seva Sadhaka Rupena, Siddha Rupena Chatrahi. He should tad bhava lipsuna karya brajalokanu. He should execute service externally as a regular devotee as well as internally from his self-realized position. Thus, he should perform devotional service both externally and internally. So, dear devotees, I will conclude here for today's discussion. What Prabhupada has given us wonderfully is completely complete and in itself. Only thing is that we have to evolve our consciousness to do the same activity in a better way. As a Vaidhi sadhaka does the seva, a Vaidhi sadhaka chants his mantra, a Vaidhi sadhaka reads Bhagavatam. When he becomes more purifying, more pure, and then he his consciousness becomes more pure. He's chanting, he's doing seva, his sadhana, his even plate washing like ditty backup. Everything, the consciousness is changed and his service becomes more uh, perfect and more manasa seva he does. More meditation on Krishna's pastimes, Leela, Krishna's because see, the mind needs some engagement. Yes or no? Mind needs some engagement. You can think while chanting or hearing, the mind goes where? What to do today? Am I correct? What to do today? The mind goes. So if you hear such pastime or read, and then that remains in our mind, and mind needs some engagement, and then mind starts thinking of the beautiful form of the Lord, that which color dress, which color the Lord has put the dress color and the turban, and then what pastime we heard today. In this way, we think of, we discuss, we talk. So in this way, Sravana and then Kirtana and then uh, Smarana, it happens like this. So in our regular practice of devotional service, we have to just add some bit of Smarana and do it with consciously. And then gradually we'll march towards Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. Of course, at this moment, I want to tell you that many times, oftentimes, devotee have this question: are you eligible to practice this Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti? How to practice? Are you eligible? This we'll discuss tomorrow morning. The way of practicing, how to do, how to exactly practice Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. But first point is, are we eligible? In the entire Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu or Madhurya Kadambini by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, nowhere I found that whether Rupa Goswami Pad or Vishwanath Chakravarti Pad has written that we are not eligible. From the beginning itself, there are two ways of practicing sadhana. One is Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti. As you know, sadhana bhakti of two types, Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. By practicing Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti, साधु श्रद्धा साधु संग भजन क्रिया अनर्थ निवृत्ति निष्ठा रुचि आसक्ति भाव प्रेम one can achieve the destination. By practicing Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, श्रद्धा साधु संग भजन क्रिया अनर्थ निवृत्ति निष्ठा रुचि आसक्ति भाव प्रेम, this all together total different destination. But any devotee from at any stage one can start, but it is recommended that at least one has to be free from gross anartha. For practicing Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, at least the prerequisite is one has to be free from gross anartha. More clearly, it is more, if you uh, understand it more clearly, then sensual attraction. One has to be free from sexual attraction. Then he is pakka candidate to practice Raganuga Sadhana. And then the question comes that how it happens? By regularly chanting, reading and hearing, especially Krishna Lila, 10th canto, Brihad Bhagavatamurti, Gopal Champu, Vishwanath Chakravarti's Krishna Bhavanamurti, Krishna book. When you read more and more Krishna's pastimes, that one thing is the chanting, another is Krishna's pastimes. So Sanatana Goswami says, by quoting this verse, I'll conclude it. He says, someone will definitely ask that I don't have qualification. Yes, we agree. We don't have qualification to practice Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. We are Vaidhi Sadhakas. We do accept, right? But Sanatana Goswami in his masterpiece Brihad Bhagavatamurti says, Tadhi tattat braja krida dhyana gana pradhanaya. What a sadhaka has to do? Tadhi, his intelligence, dhi means his mind, his intelligence should be absorbed in braja krida, in Vrindavan pastimes. Dhyana, gana. First we have to hear or read, then meditate, then kirtana, gana, and meditate. Gana means here pada gana. Very many Vaishnava songs are there explaining the Radha Krishna's pastimes. Yesterday we sang Radha Krishna Pranamoro Jugala Kisara Vrindavana Ramyasthana Divya Chintamani Dham. So many songs are there in songbooks. That is called Gana. Sing, Prabhu. Devotees, sing, please. There should be a Vaishnava song, Kirtan, in front of the deities, in front of our Lord. So therefore, what we have to do? It is said Gana. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Vihar. This is Gana. Radha Krishna Pranamara. This is Gana. And when you hear, read, then you do dhyana. Dhyana of the Lord. Dhyana of Krishna's pastimes. So this is we have to do. But the next line, what Sanatana Goswami says, Bhaktya Sampadhyati Preshtham Nama Sankirtana Ujjalam. Oh, this is the key point. Including Krishna Lila, Dhyana, and Gana, most prominently a sadhaka has to do Bhaktya Sampadhyati, where the bhakti grows, develops. Preshtham means priyam. We say Presthaya Bhutale. We say Presthaya. Preshtham means what? Priya, dear. So what is so dear? He said, Nama Sankirtana Ujjalam. Dhyana Gyana is different, but a sadhaka has to do Nama Sankirtana. Two types of Sankirtana, dear devotees. Sankhya Kirtana and Sankirtana. What is Sankhya Kirtana? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. This is Sankhya Kirtana, counting japa at the same time Sankirtana means congregational chanting. It's very powerful, very effective. So therefore, Sanatana Goswami in his Brihad Bhagavatam says, Vishwanath Chakravarti in his Madhurya Kadavani, he also says, that Nama Sankirtana is most prominent limbs of bhakti. By doing Nama Sankirtana, one becomes qualified, eligible to do, practice Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti or meditate on the pastimes of the Lord and meditate on the form of the Lord. It gives eligible. I said you that someone said that, Prabhu, I don't have qualification. I am not eligible to. No, the acharyas, they give us the yogyata. The acharyas, through their literature, they give us the eligibility. How we can do it is dhyana, lila smarana, dhyana, gana, padagana, and most prominently Nama Sankirtan. Chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra and congregational chanting. It gives us the eligibility. It purifies us, makes us a perfect candidate to meditate on the Lord and to do practice Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti. So more we'll discuss in tomorrow morning class. And to this evening we will do something what Sanatana Goswami says, that we all devotees come together in the evening after Sandhya Arati in the temple hall. We'll chant Nama Sankirtana, including Padagana, some pada, some songs, some Vaishnava songs, some Braja songs. We'll sing. All of you are most welcome. Please come, and then further we'll discuss. Hare Krishna. श्री चैतन्य चरितामृत की, श्री भक्ति रसामृत सिंधु की, श्रील रूप गोस्वामी पाद की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की. हरि बोल. Thank you. So if you have one clarification, yes. The mic is there.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, Ragatmika Bhaktas, actually we don't see them engaged in devotional practices like Kirtan or Japa or so like that. So does it mean that they're not doing it, or it is just that it is not observed? Like
No, I have never seen that Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti, they don't do Kirtan or chanting. Acha, Ragatmika.
yeah.
Oh, you are saying Ragatmika. The Ragatmika devotees, I mean, Parsad, associates of the Lord, for them, the life itself is serving the Lord and pleasing the Lord. They're constantly chanting the name of the Lord. In the famous stuti, of course, take the example of Yashoda Maya. Yashoda Maya in Damodar Lila, while churning the butter, she sings her son's uh, glories. Sukadeva Goswami says in 10th canto. She sings the glories of her son, what Krishna does, what pastimes. And you know that famous stotra, Govinda Damodara Madhaveti. In that stuti, what the gopis while making the cow dung cakes. Someone know this verse? You can see. Govinda Damodara stuti.
विक्रेतु कामा किल गोपकन्या
Ah.
मुरारिपादार्पितचित्तवृत्ते दद्यादिकं मोहवशादवोचन् गोविन्द दामोदर माधवेति अग्रे कुरु
Agre
कुरुणामत
Kurunam
पाण्डवानां
Pandavanam
दुःशासनेन
Dusasanana
हृतवस्त्रकेशा कृष्णात् दाक्रोशदनन्यनाथा गोविन्द
Govinda
दामोदर
Damodara
माधवे.
Madhaveti. So the Brajvasis, the gopis, while doing all the activities, these household activities, you see, the Brajvasis are not brahmacharis or sannyasis, isn't it? The Brajvasis, they are not like we sadhus, but they are perfected devotees, perfect devotees. So their every activity, in their every breathing, and in the every cell, Krishna is there. So that is the perfection of sadhaka. Okay, Hari Hari.
Just to add one point, I had heard that here in material world, when you do sadhana, the hearing and chanting is prominent and service is in the background. But in the spiritual world, the Vrajavasis, the service is in the foreground and Nam Sankirtan and meditation is in the background.
Yes.
That I had heard of that.
When they were so much absorbed in Krishna's Leela, in the absence of Krishna, when Uddhava came to Braj to teach the gopis and Brajavasis what to the way to do some yoga, pranayama, asan, sankhya yoga, hatha yoga, meditate. Why you are crying and lamenting that, oh, Krishna left us. Krishna left us. Where is Krishna? Krishna is there within you. Sit, right posture, with back erect. All the gopis they sat. And Uddhava teaching. Uddhava said that. Close your eyes. And with touching this finger like this. Meditate that. Meditate that Krishna is within you. As soon as they close their eyes, all this Krishna's naughty pastime, they appear in their mind, and they cannot meditate Krishna within heart. Om Shantakaram Bhujagat. They could not do it. They could not do it because every moment they thought how one time the gopi went to the Yamuna to take water, and Uddhava is teaching gopi to think of Krishna within heart. The gopi is thinking that she went to the Yamuna to fetch water, okay, and purposefully, knowingly, she took the water and put it in the mud, and again went in to the Yamuna and get the water. And again he pour it in the mud. Krishna was watching from a distance what she is doing. And she is waiting that anytime that Nanda ke chora will come, Nanda ke Lala will come anytime. She is not able to look. But Nanda ke Lala is hiding himself and he is seeing what she is doing. So she is getting the water and putting on the mud. So that place became totally muddy, kitchen. Okay. Now what she does, when Krishna came, now Krishna appeared in the scene. When Krishna was hiding himself, when Krishna came and gopis saw that Krishna is coming, and she walk on that muddy place and dhadam se gir gaye, and she fell down on that muddy, and she shouted, "Oh, oh, someone can help me! Please help me! Please help me! Please lift me! Please lift me!" She, purposefully, knowingly, she does, so that someone can come. And who is there? No one is else except Bansuri wala. Krishna comes, and Krishna knew everything. It's what she does. And Krishna gave his hand and lifted, and then there was some talk, and she wanted for that moment to be with Krishna. And then she went to Yashoda and accused. Just see how they are so cunning. The Matajis are very cunning, I mean, it's gopis. She went to Yashoda and she said that, Yashoda Maya, just see what your son has done. He pushed me. And Krishna was, my God, this gopi is such a liar, number one. Huh? I pushed you? Who pushed you? Tell me. No, I was going to Yamuna to fetch water. And there was very much muddy, that place was. And then you pushed me, I fell down. Krishna was like, Dayare Daya, oh my God, these soaps, she's lying so much. So in this way, Uddhava is teaching to the gopis to meditate on Santa Karang Bhujanga Sayanam Padmanabham. And the gopis is thinking all this, whatever has happened when Krishna was actually present in Vrindavan. This is called Krishna Leela. Hari Bol. Hare Krishna. Okay. So, dear Prabhu, Radharaman Prabhu, you asked questions yesterday. Some of the answers today we discussed, and some of the answers is yet to come tomorrow in discussion. By the end of the series, you will able to get convinced and clear what is this special type of Raganuga Sadhana Bhakti and how we can do it gradually. See, the devotees, the first day, in the first session only I said, our goal is Radha Krishna in Krishna Golak Vrindavan. And to achieve that goal, we all have to come to this level. Then only we can achieve Golak Vrindavan. Else, there are other descriptions. We will land up in somewhere else. Hare Krishna.
But here one thing, today's discussion, today's verse, you said the advanced devotee who is inclined to spontaneous loving service should follow the activities of a particular associate of Krishna and Vrindavan. Did Prabhupada, was he inspired by any particular associate of Vrindavan that he followed or anything he revealed?
Whether Prabhupada was inspired. You're asking about Prabhupada?
Yeah, associate of.
In so many instances, we hear in Radha Damodar Mandir how Prabhupada was taking darshan of Rupa Goswami and also Rupa Manjari in his Manjari form. And
I think before discussing this, we should ask whether Prabhupada is Ragatmika Bhakta or Raganuga Bhakta, because that question becomes invalid if Prabhupada is a Nitya Siddha Parikar of the Lord. So,
yes, the Nitya Siddha Parikars, they are Ragatmika, wonderful. Prabhupada definitely is Ragatmika, the eternal associate of the Lord. So he's constantly thinking that, that famous pastime must have heard by the first disciple of Srila Prabhupada, that garland wala pastime. Kadamba garland, you know, that described by who? That Acharya Prabhakar Mishra. You know? Yeah, you know. Actually, Acharya Prabhakar, the first disciple of Prabhupada, before going to West in Jhansi, he was a very learned Sanskrit scholar. So he used to come to Krishna Balaram Mandir in those days in the Prabhupada's Tirobhav Utsav in month of Kartik. I have never seen him. We came much later. But I heard about him. In 80s or 90s, Acharya Prabhakar, when he was living, he would come to ISKCON Vrindavan to attend the festival of Prabhupada's Tirobhav Mahotsav, like that. One time he narrated this pastime. What is the pastime? Let me tell you that after Prabhupada was successful in his preaching in West, he came back to India and he started many temples. So that time Krishna Balaram Mandir started. In 1975 it was opened. And Prabhupada's quarter, you see Prabhupada quarter in Krishna Balaram Mandir. Prabhupada's quarter is wonderful quarter it is. In the summer he would go upstairs. Upstairs there is room. In the winter Prabhupada would stay in the downstairs, inside the room. Acharya Prabhakar Mishra, once he came to meet Prabhupada, and that time somehow no servant was there or one single servant assistant was there. And when he saw that the first disciple of Prabhupada is coming, why you will stop? Okay, so he allowed him. It was early morning, something around 7:30 or 8 o'clock. The the sun ray was coming from the horizon through the window, and it had fall on the body of golden body of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada was fair in color, short heighted, but he was fair in color. So the first sun ray through the window, it was falling on the transcendental body of Prabhupada, and Prabhupada was leaning on a chair and he was chanting his rounds. And on his body there is a very wonderful, nice Kadamba garland was there, full of Kadamba flower and a big size Kadamba flower, like a tennis ball. Such a big size Kadamba flower. And when Acharya Prabhakar went inside the room, he knocked the door. Prabhupada didn't realize. He was absorbed in some thoughts as if he was talking with someone or meeting with someone. And when he offered, Acharya Prabhakar, when he offered Dandavat Pranam, he saw that there was not the season of Kadamba flower. But this Kadamba flower, the Kadamba garland was not of this world, as if it is from some different world. And the fragrance was totally spread everywhere in the room. And Prabhupada was looking very much shining, golden, because sun ray was falling in his body and very much shining. And he was laughing and smiling, and he was leaning to the chair and he was murmuring something, chanting his round, something like that. And Prabhupada, this Acharya Prabhakar offered pranam to Prabhupada. And after some time, Prabhupada came to the external consciousness. And he looked at him. Oh, you came? When did you come? And he said, Prabhupada, just a few minutes before. And I see, then Acharya Prabhakar said that, Prabhupada, I see this very nice transcendental garland on your body. And this is not the season of Kadamba. Kadamba doesn't appear in any season. Vrindavan, that was not the season of Kadamba flower. And we don't see such flower anywhere in Vrindavan. And this flower is so much fragrant. It looks so brilliant. It's such a big size of flowers, Kadamba flowers. Prabhupada said, Krishna gave me. So in that room, there are only two persons, Acharya Prabhakar and Prabhupada. When repeatedly Acharya Prabhakar asked him, Prabhupada said, just Krishna had appeared and Krishna gave me this. And then he said that don't spread it like that. He said, don't spread it. The British people will not believe it for that reason or whatever. And he also concealed it. He didn't say to anyone. Much later, after Prabhupada disappeared, and some Prabhupada Tirobhav Utsav, he revealed this pastime. Everyone was wonderstruck like you here. And he said that because Prabhupada had said not to reveal it, so therefore I didn't. Now Prabhupada is not physically present in this world, therefore I can say it. Srila Prabhupada ki Hare Krishna. Dhanyavad.
Hare Krishna. So devotees can take prasadam in the prasadam hall. And tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, lecture will continue. This topic will continue. And evening, we'll have some bhajans and kirtans after Gaurarti till Shainarti. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna devotee, Dandavad Pranam. I'll end the Zoom session now. We will meet again tomorrow morning.